Okay? I will never, ever, ever accept any sort of rule, no matter if it's an authority or because of the so-called safety, because you have to be vaccinated just so you can fucking eat at a fucking restaurant. Why the fuck should I fucking vaccinate just so I can eat at a fucking restaurant? What's that gonna fucking do?
So yeah, that's just going to protect everyone around you with regards to, pathogens. Yeah.
All right. You fucking shit.
Are you okay? Dude, look, I'm very much willing to, like, sack this conversation for 5 minutes so you can, like, get something to drink and calm.
Yeah, he got found guilty of 2 counts of rape.
Yep, heard about that. It was like yesterday or the day before. I heard it at work and I was like, well, shit. Insane. Yeah.
I knew there was something dodgy going on in the Church of Scientology as always for years.
Oh, yeah.
And that proves that.
Oh, yeah, there's always something fishy going on in those institutions.
Yeah, the fact that I can't believe that the Church of Scientology is pissed.
Shoot.
Like, you should have seen how they responded after the trial, you know?
What were they saying?
They tried to still claim that that all the allegations were fake and that they are liars.
Damn, so the jury are now liars. That's crazy.
Yeah, well...
Apparently the jury convicted off of pure speculation and allegations. That's a wild claim.
Yeah, well, these days, the burden of proof's beyond reasonable doubt, you know. It's hard to figure out who to trust these days, but I'm not surprised that he got convicted.
Yeah, not surprised at all.
Like, I knew there was something dodgy about him when he. I felt like every time a member of the Church of every time I see a member of the Church of Scientology who is a celebrity, I just kind of find something weird about them, dodgy.
Yeah, it's the organization itself is pretty sketchy. So I don't know. Sketchy attracts sketchy, I guess. Also, by the way, I am streaming, by the way, because Drone Tech wanted to pull me on for something.
Yes.
Speaking of which, do you know where he is, or?
He said he needed to go somewhere.
Oh.
I kind of feel like there's going to be a massive impact with Danny Masterson being found guilty of rape on the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they would be getting any positive press for it. Just by the association is it's definitely a bit of an issue.
Well, considering Danny Masterson was found beyond reasonable doubt guilty in a criminal trial, it's going to affect the Church of Scientology in a legal point.
Oh, so?
All right, who we got? All right, we got 4 on.
Are you sharing this anywhere, or?
Oh, no, I haven't shared it anywhere.
Oh, okay, I see. I see the statement.
Yeah. Here it is, Church of Scientology statement. They are absolutely angry.
Might as well pull this up. Content.
Like, they deliberated on the verdict for 8 days, the jury.
Mm-hmm.
You know? 8 days. It means they're really taking this seriously.
Yep. Oh, well. Let's see. The prosecution's introduction of religion into this trial was an unprecedented violation of the First Amendment and affects the due process rights of every American. The church was not a party to this case, and religion did not belong in this proceeding, as the Supreme Court precedent has maintained for centuries. Wonder what basis they're bringing this off of. Because I didn't keep up with the case all that much, so.
Yeah, well, I checked it once in a while,
Yeah.
just to see how it's going.
Mm-hmm. District attorney unconsciously centered his prosecution on the defendant's religion and fabrications about the church to introduce prejudice and inflame bigotry. They elicited testimony and descriptions of Scientology beliefs and practices which were uniformly false. The church's or the court's statement of church doctrine was her own invention, dead wrong, and blatantly unconstitutional. So probably the vibe that I'm getting is that the DA looked into like how the church operates and picked a couple members. Probably with regards to how they treat like sexual misconduct, and they probably either got like some sort of statement from them or maybe a document. If I had to guess.
Yeah, I don't think they took it seriously because they
No.
felt like they're above anything else. Scientology,
Mm-hmm. I remember something similar happening with like the Mormon Church recently as well.
The Mormon Church.
Yeah, the Mormons, where they I think it was like multiple like sexual abuse allegations of like I think minors, I want to say. And and it was and there was like a history of them like kind of brushing it under the rug as well.
Yeah, well, I just kind of feel like there's a lack of accountability these days and a lot of lack of responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Hey
Thing is,
guys,
these days,
hey,
Hang on.
how you doing, fellas?
Do what?
How you
Hey,
doing?
Smoke
Can you hear
Steve,
me?
what's up?
Hi, Jacob.
Let me address chat real
Yeah,
quick.
we've been talking. What was it you
we were
want to talk
watching
about?
you repent to our later Tom
I was
Cruise or
just
pay
going
the
to throw
price.
in
No,
quick
Coke
account.
and
So
Seethe.
the first accuser,
Thought this was about trans issues. Drone Tech isn't here yet,
basically, he's
this is,
convicted of
something
rape and was
completely
born
different, so,
into
yeah.
Scientology, was part of his close circle of friends. The woman said that when she stopped by Masterson's home to pick up a set of keys in 2003, he gave her a drink that left her sick and badly disoriented and raped her in his bedroom upstairs. She first filed a police report, which did not lead to an arrest in 2004. That was the initial time that this all came to light. And then 12 years later, in 2016, she returned to the authorities, and jurors found her account then credible and pursued conviction of Masterson based on her allegations in 2016, which were already brought in 2004. So, this was by no means fresh. It had been gone over once already. So, you just got to remember that. I'm not saying it
Yeah,
didn't happen.
I
Well,
haven't looked enough into this case to know like what the substance of the evidence was, so I'm kind of just
we need
going
to
off
actually take into account the fact that Masterson is part of the Church of Scientology, and we all know the Church of Scientology have been for years have serious allegations of abuse, slavery, serious misconduct that's been covered up that's been well documented by people. Many people have said that there is some seriously things have been going wrong with the church, and the Church of Scientology has tried to label this as everything as lies.
What do you mean I did what now?
So that they're all liars. They are liars, manipulators, and here's the thing. And they would use fair game tactics to discredit accusers to get their way. So this has been known for years what the Church of Scientology is like. It's like with Tom Cruise, it's like with John Travolta, it's like with, how Leah Remedy, spoke out about the Church of Scientology and what they've been doing throughout the years, and how she grew up in it and how it affected her life. So when you take these into account, you got to wonder.
Thought it was your
there's
case.
a serious dark side into Danny Masterson, which is why he got convicted of rape.
Is this about the Clintons? No, this is about the Church of Scientology. And
Potentially, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
What's his?
And Leah Remini's testimony or a documentary, I should call it, was absolutely awesome, riveting
Tom
stuff.
Cruise. He's a good actor.
Yeah, the thing is, whatever you think
Tell him
about
to
this,
shut the fuck up
the
about Tom
fact
Cruise who
is
gets you
there
Top
has
Gun
been
3.
serious
Does all of his
cover-ups
incidents, yeah.
of ongoing abuse, And the fact is, the Church of Scientology,
I don't know. I would be
from what I
hosting a
see,
panel on
they're trying to make
this
it look like they're
fucking
all the
court
victims.
case.
That they're the
He's
victims. They've done
banned.
nothing wrong, when in
Damn,
fact they
that's
won't even
unfortunate.
be accountable for their own actions. So,
Darth
the
Jacob, I
way
think
I
my
see-
chat is telling you that you're banned from watching Top Gun 3 because of this. I didn't want to delete it.
Oh
No.
man, and to be honest, if I was working with Tom Cruise on a film and he started yelling at that like that, I would definitely start getting freaking angry at him and start using my Aussie vocabulary to tell him how much of an absolute wanker he is.
Damn.
Like, imagine me, imagine, I'll show you a video,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll show you Australian road rage. And imagine me like that to Tom Cruise. Hang on for a second. I'm trying to find that.
Bones of Doom, what's your YouTube channel while he's looking?
It should just come up as Bones of Doom. I haven't uploaded there in a bit.
And here's the thing,
Mainly because I just
here's
haven't
the thing.
uploaded shit, but
The Church of Scientology, they know that they are guilty of many stuff, They know that.
Mhm.
Like, the only reason why Tom Cruise doesn't mention Church of Scientology as much these days is because it would affect his reputation now.
yeah, I think so. It would make sense considering all of the shit going up against them, basically.
Yeah.
Especially now that
Now
we have this like conviction going on too. It's probably like good for them.
Yeah. Now, all right. Watch that
not
video.
to mention like all of the
and
like,
imagine
standard
me,
allegations
and
of being like an
imagine.
MLM.
Yeah. All right. I posted the video. Imagine me as an angry Aussie actor working with Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise started getting angry and being yelling, at crew members. And
Right.
imagine me yelling at him, talking to him like that at the actor.
I couldn't have pulled out in front of you.
Well, there's no need to fucking stick your finger up and treat me like a fucking cunt.
I didn't treat you like a cunt.
You fucking asshole cunt. I'm driving up the fucking road, you pull straight out in fucking front of me, and then you fucking give me the beer, you fuckwit.
Dude, I'm not a fuckwit. I was already in
You
front
are a
of
fuckwit, you just pulled out in fucking front of me and then abused me, you fuck.
you dumb cunt. I was already in front of
Giving
you.
me
Call me
Harry
a
Potter
dumb
under the
cunt.
staircase.
What?
Listen,
Who knows,
dude.
maybe
You
Harry
fucking
Potter.
pulled out in front of me, you fucking idiot.
I was already in front of you. How could I have pulled out in front of you?
How the fuck could you have been in front of me?
Because I was 50
dude-
meters in front of you.
Okay,
I
let
pulled
me-
the indicator
let me
on,
fucking
I
tell you
pulled
something.
across,
Well,
and you
let me fucking
accelerated
tell
at
you
me
something.
out. I'm listening.
Let me fucking tell you.
This is the most cordial Australian conversation. Am I a wizard? Maybe.
Fucking listen,
Okay?
dude.
You fucking drove up the road here, right?
Yeah.
You fucking drove up the road and then you pulled straight out in fucking front of
You
me.
would never speak to Tom
I
Cruise.
indicated. I pulled across in front of you. I was already in front of
Okay then. Just answer one simple question then, fuckwit.
you. Don't call me.
Well, why'd you stick your finger up when you went
Because you
last?
accelerated at me as I was pulling over.
You're a fucking
How old am I?
cocksucker,
21.
mate.
You're a dumb cunt for accelerating at me when I'm pulling across in front of you. You tried to cause an accident because you're aggressive.
Fuck off! You are full of shit, cunt! You just fucking pulled out in front of me and then fucking
Not
blamed
quite a
me
wizard
for
I
yet,
it.
was
no.
already in front of you.
You're a fucking lying fuck.
I was already in
You're a
front of you.
lying
He's
fucking
so
heap
mad.
of shit.
Clearly you can't fucking drive, bro. I was already in front of you. I was changing lanes. You accelerated at me. Right? You were in the rough. You can't accept that, bro. That's your fault.
You're a fucking lying cunt.
Careful
You
where
just
you
pulled
wave
it.
them fingers,
This
sir,
man's
right?
just like
'Cause
the
I'm fucking fast and sharp.
I'm fucking pissed off!
Virgin after 30 is a wizard. You're almost there. Hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you, sloppy seconds.
You just tried to fucking write me off, and then you stuck your fucking finger up!
You just accelerated at me. Fucking
Get
ass
fucked!
as I was changing.
Listen, cocksucker, when you fucking change
Don't call me
lanes...
you cocksucker.
Well, don't fucking abuse me for nothing!
I'm not abusing you, bitch.
Right.
Oh, kill, fuck, Mary, R. Kelly, Tom Cruise, and Justin Bieber. Ooh. Considering Justin Bieber. Hold on, let me finish this video.
You
before I
fucking
answer.
well pulled me over, you fucking cocksucker! Right? Well, I've fucking had enough of it!
Yeah?
Right? I've had a fucking enough! You fucking just pulled out in front of me, you fucking idiot!
Dude, you need to go and fucking
Yeah, exactly. Dealing with cunts like you on the fucking road.
Fuck off, you arsehole. I'm on the road all day. I've
We'll
got
see,
loads of-
cunt.
Yeah?
What's your fucking work phone number?
Yeah, mate, I'm not
He's trying to get his work number. The fuck. What's that gonna do? Oi, mate! This cunt pulled me over on the road and he's trying to fight
Oh,
me.
don't worry, I'll get your number plate.
Like, bro, it's goofy as hell. All right. So kill, fuck, marry. Kill R. Kelly, fuck Justin Bieber, marry Tom Cruise. That's what I'll give. Because I don't think you'd want to be with Justin Bieber for a prolonged period of time, considering how what's the word I'm looking for? Obsessed with Selena Gomez. He and his current partner, like unironically. I don't know. I wouldn't want to stay that long with crazy, so I don't know. Tom Cruise seems fun, so. And R. Kelly's rapey as fuck, so. Yeah, I'd say no. I'd say that order. Yeah, let's head back. See if my boy.
Kick you out, like if you spoke to Tom Cruise like that. Is that what you mean?
Well, if he started yelling like that, I would argue with him, you know?
Of course, of course.
So we talked about how we cannot desecrate the great name of Tom Cruise.
I'm not
It's just
sure.
that Tom Cruise feels like he's like a god, you know?
You know, true beyond power. I am
Indeed.
too old for R. Kelly.
You know, but here's the thing, you know, if he started, I wouldn't instantly get angry at him like that, you know, but if he started acting being so rude and disrespectful to other people, I would definitely start being angry, be like an angry Aussie, you know.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
That's fair.
Definitely.
Embrace
And I think
the
he would be
rage.
afraid, and I think he would be afraid of me because I'm a big guy. He's small. I'm actually, I weigh around 100 kilos and I'm 6'1". He's smaller than me.
Yeah, but he's Tom Cruise. I mean, he could just like fly a fighter jet at you.
Fighter jet. Nice one, mate. Yeah, but anyway, he may be good at stunts, but I don't think he's a good fighter, and he wouldn't be very good at fights. Well, I'll try not to brag, you know, but he's 60 now, so he needs to be very careful.
Yeah, that's fair. My chat's talking about how you're talking about committing elderly abuse.
Really? Where's the chat? Where's the chat?
In my stream. It's my Twitch stream.
Elder abuse?
Yep.
Oh, come on. It's only elder abuse if they're in their 70s. like, my God, he looks like he's on Botox. Sorry.
Jeez, yeah, probably considering how rich he is, he could probably afford that shit. Get it daily, 3 times.
I wouldn't be
it's like a
surprised if he
meal
got it 3 times. I wouldn't be surprised if he got it 3 times up his ass.
Yeah, I mean, are you looking at his ass frequently, or what? Like, what's up?
No, I'm thinking about if he wants to inject it into his bloodstream, the most perfect place he could do it is right up his butt.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, all I'm just saying is, you know, if I was part of the main cast and I saw Tom Cruise acting like that with the cast members, started screaming like that, I would definitely argue with him, you know, no doubt.
Yeah, bro.
No doubt. And I think he will be afraid of me swearing like that because he thinks I would actually, because he would, he would never meet an Aussie so angry like that.
Yeah, he probably he's probably like, what the fuck? I've got like a rogue Aussie here just trying to like shout me down. Is he gonna bust out like a kangaroo on me?
Yeah, I would just say, like, here's the thing, you know, I'm not afraid to stand up for myself, you know. Like, here's a funny story, you know. When I was going inside the hospital for a dental appointment, I actually had to sign in. You know, that was when much of the, I think that was last year, and they said to me, "Have I got a mask?" that was the old woman, and said, "No, I'm medically exempt," and she was saying, "No, I can't go in without a mask," and she said, "Well, I'm medically exempt. I don't need to go put on a mask," and she wasn't gonna. She says I can't go in, and then I wasn't gonna put up with it anymore. I said, "Well, you're not going to prevent me from going in," so I just walked in. And I didn't care if they're going to call security or not, or police. I'm going to go in, get the dental appointment done, no matter what.
What would the medical exemption be for? To disallow like a mask? I'm curious.
I have mental health issues. I have autism, ADHD, and generalized anxiety disorder. I've worn a mask before when I was on a film set. On a TV set. And my God, when you're wearing that mask, initially it's fine, but over time you start to feel like you're suffocating a bit. You feel like you're trapped. Your breath is being constrained, like you're breathing in like carbon monoxide.
Okay, yeah.
Or some poisonous and shit. And so
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I think just like the anxiety disorder part would probably be
well,
like
it's also autism as well, you know. I have sensitivity issues. I can be sensitive as well.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, so but anyway, for that, I just walked in the hospital and the old lady didn't even decide to call security or get hospital staff to leave because I was already into the dental appointment.
What do you mean,
what
am I transitioning? Like, what am I transitioning to? Sorry, I was talking to chat. What's up?
If you didn't heard, I wasn't going to let the old lady prevent me from going in, so I just walked in the hospital. I didn't care. I was not going to leave, you know. I didn't care if they called the police or guards.
I mean, do you have to present like a physical documentation of it, or maybe it would be present already because maybe you're already like at that clinic a lot, so it would have that on file.
Well, no. Depending on the only way I'm allowed to show it is to the police.
Oh, really? Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, only the police in my state, but in Queensland I don't have to show it.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to show your mask exemption notice because that's private information, and that makes you feel treated differently under discrimination laws.
I would be debating trans issues. I'm not trans myself. Yeah, all right. I can see that's like a valid reason.
Yeah, I wasn't going to actually go. I had a mask exemption for medical reasons. And the fact that the old lady wants to prevent me from going inside the hospital because I'm not wearing one, even though I had a medical exemption, which she has to accept, I wasn't going to listen to her bullshit. So I just went inside the hospital, walked to my dental appointment, and left. Did my dental appointment. They never called security or police. And so it was a win for me.
All right. Yeah, I guess the only hang-up I would see is that I feel like that they might want to have that on file just so that they know. But I don't know if that would just be like as of a courtesy or if
no, here's the thing, you know, here's the thing. Private businesses don't need to know your private info. Your private medical information, you know?
Unless they like requested, of course, I guess.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, you know, I made 2 discrimination complaints. I'm against 2 businesses for that, and one of those occasions, we came to an agreement for an apology and retraining, and on the other one, they managed to say that they regretted any sort of anxiety or distress they have caused against me over the mask thing. And I actually got $500 for them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so feels good, you know, when you have to stand up for yourself.
No, I don't have one.
But I also, at one time, one woman actually complained about that I was not wearing a mask, even though I was exempt. And I wasn't going to tolerate her BS. Like, why should I tell you? Why the hell should I have a medical exemption? Like, and she said, well, you shouldn't have one in the first place. Like, the nerve on that bitch, you know?
Yeah, that's just...
That old woman. And when my mum asked me what's going on, she said, "No, don't worry about this old woman. She's just a Karen."
Yeah, my thing with
Yeah,
masks is that like 9 times out of 10, if like a place requires it, like yeah, it makes sense. I would do it, but if you have like a valid medical exemption, just like with anything, if you have like some sort of like valid thing that you that requires you to have a certain thing that would normally be disallowed, then generally the rule would be to like let them. And especially if it's just like one person out of like 100 people that aren't wearing a mask. If it, let's just say that it's like back in the height of COVID and all that, like it wouldn't be that horrible of a thing, like at all.
But what is stupid is the fact that you have to take off your mask to eat or drink.
Hmm.
Like, what is the point of wearing a mask if you're inside a bar or a restaurant and then you have to take it off just to eat food or have a drink? Like, seriously?
I think the idea is that, like, generally, if you're able to space out from the other patrons, that you would be able to help reduce the spread through that way and still be able to eat. Of course, it's like imperfect. There's still an increased risk, but it's mitigated by the distance.
I don't buy the mitigation, considering they haven't explained how much a percentage it reduces by. Like, you can touch your mask, touch your face. You like, if you repeatedly cough, you know, all these things can make the mask useless.
I'm gonna have to start pushing back against this. I don't think there's like evidence to suggest that the mask is like entirely useless. There is evidence that suggests that like masks aren't perfect, that they don't stop all particulates, but they actually just do have a chance of well, not just a chance, that they do reduce the chance of reducing COVID exposure.
Well, depends what percentage by, you know, like, unless there's a big massive percentage, I don't buy it.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Like, when they say reduce, like, what do you mean? I would like to ask them by what percentage?
So hold on. I haven't looked at this information in a while. Give me a moment.
That's why I don't trust masks, you know, like, I'm just, you know, I had bad moments with masks, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that might be valid just for like you, but in general, hold on. Study finds mask use associated with contracting COVID-19. It says that cloth masks give you like a 56% chance of or reduces your chances by 56% of being positive, up to with the N95's 83% chance reduction.
But how do they? What method do they use to do it? Did they what method do they use?
Let me read real quick.
Like, what's the method they use? You know, because the thing is, they need to, because how they do it actually has an impact on the results. You know.
Potential case response land. I'm reading it right now. This negative design case control study enrolled randomly selected California residents. Face mask respirator was used among 602. Self-reported. In indoor public settings. Always using a face mask. So what it seems to be the case is that they took like some sort of, actually, let me see. Yeah, they got like a sample of California residents. They took a sample of them, of those who use like various forms of masks, and they reported like indoor, like they wore their masks indoors, and they reported like whether they got COVID or not. That's what it seems to be the case with this. That's just off of like a really cursory look. So I'm gonna keep reading while you.
The thing is, you know, did they actually take into account that you may repeatedly cough, touch your face, touch your mask, you know, having to pull it down just to breathe easily? There's many things they have to take into account, you know.
I mean, yeah, but then wouldn't that be the case that then that would just make masks safer then, because then there would be a potential for over-reporting.
It's
Because
I highly doubt that.
if people are pulling down their masks a lot, then yeah, that it seems to be the case. Then the cases would be higher, just because they'd be using their masks less.
Well, or maybe it's because it gives a false sense of security.
So if I were to assume that all of this is like placebo, then why do we see the reduction in COVID cases between those without masks?
Correlation doesn't mean casualization. It can mean anything.
Well, but why do we see that reduction in COVID cases with those who do wear them if it's all just a placebo effect? If it's just a placebo effect, then we should expect them to be at comparable rates with those who don't wear a mask.
Because it doesn't take into account of other factors such as social distancing, cleaning, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but they would be. Hold on. For each controlled case participant, interviews enrolled blind participants. Medical diagnosis. Indicate whether they had been in indoor public settings, retail stores, restaurants, bars, recreational facilities, public transit, saloons, movie theaters, in the 14 days preceding testing, whether they wore a face mask or respirator at all. Most or some or none of the time. So they actually do control for how frequently they are wearing the face mask. And they also took into account COVID vaccination status, socio-demographic characteristics, history of exposure. So, and yeah, they were in indoor settings. So,
yeah, but one result doesn't mean it's true.
what do you mean by that?
Like, for it to be like, the purpose of science is not to trust one result. You know, it's supposed to. You have to look at multiple variations. You know.
Do you want me to look at just like multiple studies then? Cool.
But it's also backed up, you know, with different methodology. I've done a bridging course at uni, and there's a thing called replication. A replication of one result. Replicating a result based on a different methodology.
All right. Do you want me to like pull up different studies then, and we can go over like those various methodologies as well? Is that what you want me to do? Because I can pull it up real quick. Where the fuck
So you're saying that there's multiple studies that prove that masks will completely work?
Yeah, I think they're like the overwhelming like preponderance of evidence suggests that masks do in fact work, and I think that supports the case. I think it also supports like intuition as well. Intuitively, if you're stopping, physical.
I'm sorry, that's a bit of an appeal to authority, because you can't
an appeal to authority only works if it's a false authority. So are you saying that like people who study how viruses evolve, form, and spread, are you saying that those people are unqualified to talk
it can
about
it can also be qualified, because it can also be qualified as well.
What do you mean qualified? Why do you say that?
Because qualified people can always be wrong. Like
yeah, but are they going to be as wrong as say like the average person? Are you or like more wrong than the average person when it comes to subjects like this?
That's the thing. The way you're saying it makes it look like there's nothing, like there's no, like there's not going to be always be wrong things that happen in higher authority, you know. So
yeah, but what you're suggesting is that I can't trust the authorities that I can't trust the scientists that have spent the majority of their adult lives studying virology and how to reduce the spread of viruses, diseases, etc. And you're telling me that they are of comparable, they're as likely to be wrong as a layperson. I think that's just false. I'm always going to say that experts generally are going to be more likely to be correct on a subject than a layperson.
More likely doesn't always mean correct.
So hold on. So let me ask this then. I get two people in a room with me. One of them is a flat earther who has a high school education. Then I have
They're completely different things.
No. Let me speak here. And then the other is an
That's
the other is an astrophysicist. So am I?
That's not the same. That's not the same.
So how? Okay, so how are they different?
Because one, it's not that is well known. It's completely well known. There's no corruption in that. The other,
actually, no. Flat earthers would disagree. They would say that there's corruption in all of science to discredit the flat Earth.
Because one, it's less political involved. Like,
no, they also agree that they would also say that it's political, as well.
So you're saying that
I'm going to need some sort of like actual proper symmetry breaker here. So.
Like, are you saying that I could trust the science?
Yes, I'm saying that you can trust an expert to be correct more than you can trust
that's not how it works.
Yeah, on like a given like just random claim about the field that they're an expert in. Are you crazy?
Yeah, well, I've seen how authority is like. You know, I've lost faith in authority.
In scientific authority. So if I get one scientist, that's one biologist that says yes, the theory of evolution is a sound theory when it comes to understanding how biological organisms have evolved over time and how they've gone from, let's say, like an amoeba to today, where we have like humans, apes, lizards, etc., etc. And then I get another person with a high school degree that says no. Actually, God created them all, and also the Earth is 6,000 years old. Are you saying that both of these people have an equal amount of credibility?
In what way you meant by that?
I mean, are you okay? So I'm asking you, if I take two people who have opposing opinions, one of which is an expert in the field that they're talking about, and one of which is a layperson who has no formal education with regards to that, are you asking me that I should take both of these people's claims at face value? Because
yes,
I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think if an expert knows more in an expert knows more in a subject than a layperson, and the fact that you disagree shows me that you're kind of a little crazy there in that aspect.
I'm not crazy. That's
irrational. I'd call you irrational in that aspect.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to actually believe authority. I'm not going to blindly believe in authority, you know?
So you use you're using a computer right now, I'm assuming, right? Or a phone or smartphone?
What's the point you're trying to make?
The point I'm trying to make is that experts in a given field are going to be more likely to be correct than those who are not experts in a field.
More likely doesn't always mean always correct.
No, I'm not saying always, but I think more likely.
But you're suggesting that I should always trust them.
I'm saying that if you're trying to get informative opinions on something, and you do not have a lot of time to search into the subject yourself, I think that looking towards experts and what they claim are going to be better as a way of getting an idea of what position would be correct, or what like the correct take in a given field of science. And then I would say like Jim from down the street who fixes my car.
Are you saying that I should always trust them?
No, I'm saying that you're more likely to. Or that you,
more likely
I feel
it's not it.
Yeah. I think more likely you would, yes.
More likely is not a good answer.
And I think you should try. You know what? I think between like let's say go back to the evolution versus creationism shit. If you heard both those claims, like 9 times out of 10, like, or not even that, 10 times out of 10, I would listen to a biologist over the layperson on what would be true in the field of biology.
Different things.
No, that's not. No. You need to provide me the symmetry breaker then. I need to know like what's different between that scenario and this scenario. Because if I could give you all the studies on how masks like reduce the chance of COVID all day, I could do it all day, all night. I could do it, and then you would just sit there and say that's an appeal to authority. And I'd have to go back here and explain to you 20 more times about how like appeal to authority only works with false authorities.
Makes sense because COVID involves control, okay? Involves control. Flat Earth doesn't.
Actually, yes. I would also say that flat Earth and round Earth does involve control. It's control over the
No, it
education
doesn't.
system.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
No,
yes,
it
it
doesn't.
does. Yeah. Yeah. So here's what happens: educational bodies, they determine the curriculum in a state or a district, and part of that decision making is what gets taught in, say, science, history, et cetera, et cetera. And so usually what happens is these school districts and states, they control for what theories they want to talk about or what sort of like facts of reality they want to talk about. And they choose to choose to talk about how the earth is round instead of how it is flat.
How does that involve
Yeah, that's an
how does
aspect
that
of government control right there.
controlling
Do you
people's
disagree with
freedoms?
that?
How does that involve controlling people's freedoms?
So yeah, it controls people's freedoms to believe what they want. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
two completely different things.
No, it's not. How is it different? Tell me
Flat
how it's
Earth doesn't
different.
involve losing your job. Flat Earth doesn't actually involve forcing you to wear a mask. Flat Earth doesn't actually involve having to be banned from going to certain restaurants and places because you're not vaccinated.
Yeah, the reason why those are different is because of a public health concern.
Public health is just another buzzword of control and power.
So yeah. So no, I disagree. I think public health is actually really important when it comes to maintaining a society. If you have a really unhealthy society that's got a bunch of diseases coming about, and we have no means of being able to control them, then we just let our citizens like fall over and die, or we like decrease the quality of life. And I think that's bad. I think that
as well. It's just another way
All
just
right.
to feel controlled by government. Okay, government, and I think the higher ups, like these people who think they are absolutely correct and never wrong, think they actually know better than everyone else.
So do you actually
That's how-
understand how like the scientific process works?
Mate, just because one study does not mean it's always correct. Okay.
So yeah, I can show you more studies on this, but you're sitting here and telling
And they
me
have
that
to be
that
replicated
appealing to
numerous
experts who
times
have
with
done
different
the work
methodology.
to show that masks decrease the chance of getting COVID. You're telling me that is a false appeal to authority, and I disagree with that. And I disagree
isn't
with
appeal
that on
to
the grounds that
authority.
these people, these virologists, these people who work on determining what methods we can use to prevent people from getting COVID, the people that are experts on this, I feel like they're more educated on that topic than you or me. I think that is a
Educated
factual statement.
intelligence.
I think that they know more than me. Do you
They
I
don't.
think
They
they
don't
are
always don't.
I think they are more equipped to handle these sorts of academic discussions than you or I.
Mate, you can't always
that's
believe.
true.
You're just suggesting that they should always be trusted.
I think they should always be trusted over a layperson. Yes.
No, they can't.
I cannot trust a layperson to teach me about evolution when compared to
I'm
like
not
a
going to
biologist.
trust. Evolution has nothing to do with COVID. Nothing to do with it.
So yes, here's what it has to do with COVID. Both of these subjects are
No, it doesn't.
both these
No,
subjects are known by the
absolutely not.
experts
No, it
in their
doesn't.
field.
Absolutely
And
not.
so I
That
would
is
trust the experts in the
logical.
field to
That is
know
not
whether
Evolution does
whether
not actually
a disease,
determine that
whether
going
some sort
to
of
a
pathogen
restaurant
involves
all
is either they're a virus or a disease or et cetera, or there's some fucking like I would expect a biologist to know the difference between an amoeba and an algae
not how
cell.
it works, okay? I'm turning the volume down because you're just going to give another example about why you should always trust authority.
Yep.
Okay? Mate,
So, yep,
authority
I
is
trust-
not always correct, okay? If authority is correct, then we should actually trust Harold Holt, like Harold Shipman, the worst serial killer in Britain history. He killed hundreds of patients because he used his position as a doctor to manipulate and to abuse and to kill people. That is actually how it works. Like, mate, you can talk over me. I've actually got the volume down, okay? All right, now I'm going to put the volume up.
Are you good?
Okay.
Are you good, buddy?
Mate, you know,
Buddy, are you good? I just wanted to know if you're okay.
of course I'm fine. What do you make you think I'm not all right?
So yeah, you kind of just went on a rant about how like sometimes people abuse their authority, and yeah, that had nothing to do with my argument.
What?
Yeah, that had nothing to do with your argument. Sometimes people abusing their authority does not mean that they can be incorrect on some sort of claim that they're making relevant to their field.
It means you'd be skeptical of them.
Yeah. What do you mean? In like what aspect?
Like you dissect it down and point and find what they're trying to figure out and find loopholes in their argument.
So if I use your specific example, I would be skeptical of that person specifically when it comes to like medical claims because they might be abusing me specifically for some sort of like personal gain. So what you're saying to me is that I should extrapolate that to the entirety of a field of science dedicated to studying viruses and how they form and how they spread, because of like one person abusing their authority. In an unrelated
because I rather not have
area.
a full sense of security.
Yeah, no, I completely disagree with that conclusion. I think that's insane. That I would
So you think
completely discredit an entire
wrong?
field just because someone might abuse it. Yeah, no, I disagree completely. That seems entirely irrational. That seems entirely irrational.
I'm not going to fully trust their authority.
So yeah, then it would be reasonable for me to not trust a biologist when they say that evolution is a valid theory.
So freaking what?
Yeah, I think that would just lead to many negative outcomes, such as like a skepticism of entire fields of science. It would lead to like a huge propagation of disinformation. Texas specifically, the state that I'm in, has like an issue with creationists trying to push their unfounded claims into the field of science, which fucks over kids, honestly, because they don't actually understand how like the scientific process works. In that case, they're just basically told that like God created everything 6,000 years ago, and to like discredit anything that like quote unquote evolutionists say, and they just and they point to gaps in knowledge as an argument. Like I could do this all day with like any sort of pseudoscience. I could do this anywhere.
It's not.
And
listen,
you would say that this would be valid. You said these would be valid claims.
Why should I be required to be vaccinated to enter a restaurant or go to the shops, okay? If any suggestion like that is freaking bullshit, okay? I'm glad it's over. But if it happens again one more time, I swear to God, I'm happy to cause a confrontation. I'm happy to cause a resistance.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm not gonna host like calls to violence on stream, okay, bud? Like, calm down a little bit. Like, calm down with the LARPing, all right?
Do you think it's okay to be required to be vaccinated just to go to a restaurant? Why do you think that's okay?
Yeah, this has been a social precedent that we've had in society because we value the safety and health of the entire nation, and you sign up for that when you participate in society, when you vote, when you pay taxes. You have to participate in society.
Anyone else, only themselves. They rather blindly believe in authority, which we all know has committed some of those worst crimes in
when have I
history.
said to blindly believe in authority?
I'm not listening to, mate. I got the volume down, okay? You're not going to.
Yeah, I know you turned the volume down again, but that's not going to keep me from arguing my points. My stream can hear me and you just fine. I can talk about this all day. You can keep talking. You can keep ranting about how you're going to fucking take over the Australian government if they do another like vaccine mandate. You can talk about that the entire time, but that's not going to stop you from like having to provide an argument for this. That's not going to stop you.
Because they were treated because of their skin color. They're treated because of their skin color. They have seen people getting bashed by the African police. The African police bashing them with shambox. They being killed while under indefinite detention. Okay? I will never, ever, ever accept any sort of rule, no matter if it's an authority or because of the so-called safety. Because you have to be vaccinated just so you can fucking eat at a fucking restaurant. Why the fuck should I fucking vaccinate just so I can eat at a fucking restaurant? What's that gonna fucking do?
So yeah, that's just going to protect everyone around you with regards to pathogens. Yeah.
All right, I don't give a fucking shit.
Are you okay, buddy? Dude, look, I'm very much willing to like sack this conversation for 5 minutes so you can like get something to drink and calm down a little bit. I think you're taking this a little bit too seriously.
All right? I will never accept being vaccinated just so you get in a fucking shit. Fucking hot.
Are you okay?
You can't fucking laugh because I would strangle you.
Well, okay, hold on there, buddy. Calm the fuck down. Look, if you do this one more time, I'm just gonna fucking leave the call because like I can't host that on stream, and also like that's not like that's not very First Amendment to like call the violence against other people that you dislike.
Well, you're
Like
the one that
unironically,
thinks
that
it's
doesn't.
okay to be required to be vaccinated just so you can eat somewhere. How's that fucking all right?
So I don't make money off of my stream. I just use this to, like kind of talk to other people. This is more of like a social thing for me. Like, yeah, I don't make money. I work, make money to make ends meet.
Give me one good reason why it's okay to be vaccinated just so you can eat at a restaurant. Give me one good reason.
Social safety. That's it. Just it protects everyone from pathogens spreading and killing
Government doesn't care
people.
about social safety.
It also helps those who are immunocompromised because they can't really inoculate against this sort of thing, and so you'd also be protecting them. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I have to care. I know, caring about those who like were born different and can't really like do the same things that we can, and they aren't afforded the same privileges like a regular person in society. Boo hoo! I know it's so hard. I know it's so hard to have like a modicum of empathy. I know it's really hard, buddy. It's so hard.
Mate, I'm anti-human, mate. Okay,
I
I'm
know.
not
We're only
afraid
human,
to actually.
after all. Don't put the blame on me.
Mate, okay, your right to feel safe does not trump my way to have a life. Okay?
Actually, yes, we have laws for that all the time. I can't go around murdering people, and we have police officers that prevent murders, that prevent like other violent crimes from happening. Yeah, we have like this is like a social precedent that we have in society.
No, I'm putting the volume down. I'm putting the volume down. I am not going to trust anything.
Every time I like have an argument against you, you turn me down so you can rant angrily at the screen for the 10th time during the conversation because you are really frustrated with me. I get it. I know it's very frustrating.
I want to be vaccinated just so you can eat at a freaking restaurant. Okay?
Get it all out.
That should never ever happen.
Get it all out.
Should never ever happen.
Get it all out.
I will never ever accept it. Okay? Anyone who thinks that way deserves to suffer a horrible death.
Get it all out, buddy. Get it all out. I know. You're really mad. You're really mad, bro. I think you need to calm down. I think you need like a smoke break. Like, do you drink alcohol? Like, what's your favorite bourbon? Hit me with your favorite bourbon.
I'm a drinker anyway.
So you don't have a favorite bourbon? I'm sorry. That sucks.
I don't drink. I rarely drink alcohol.
So do I, but I have a pretty good idea of what my favorite like alcohol is, at least right now.
Mate, I've been in hospital. I've been hospitalized before. Okay, for mental health issues.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess that means that you really shouldn't drink then. My bad. Do you have like a favorite like drink or snack that you have? Like what?
What is it you're trying to do? What is it you're trying to do?
I'm trying to get you to like breathe for a little bit, and so we can reset the conversation and have something productive here. Because I'm not gonna sit here and let you yell over me and like call the violence about everything. Because honestly, I probably should have left already because of that. I don't want to get my stream taken down because some idiot decided to LARP about the next coming of a revolution. So.
Next coming of revolution, mate, my dad's side of the family grew up under the apartheid regime.
Mm-hmm.
I know what segregation is like.
Yeah, I know. I know that, yeah, it's bad.
I will never, ever accept that vaccination segregation is okay, no matter what.
So yeah, do you disagree with vaccine segregation in this case when it comes to like children in schools? Like we normally have laws that allow people to let's say just inoculate kids against like all of like smallpox, polio, etc., etc. We have that as a requirement before letting them go into school. Do you think that that's like a bad thing, or
You do realize people can just homeschool, just go to another school.
Yeah, but most parents aren't equipped to homeschool their kids, and in fact, on average, homeschool parents are less equipped to teach kids about like all the basic subjects than regular teachers,
Well,
actually.
homeschooling's going to happen soon, mate.
And
It's going to happen soon.
Can I
yeah,
just get a clarification? Jacob, are you anti-vax or anti the COVID vax?
I'm anti-mandate.
Anti-mandate. Okay, that clarifies it. So if there's a mandate that says you have to get the dip, tap, or whatever, all the little ones that the infants and toddlers get in order to go into kindergarten or whatever it may be, you're anti
no, I actually
that
work at a fine
because it
dining
would be a
restaurant.
mandate.
I'm not
Even-
going to take them to kinder anyway. I'm not going to take them to kinder anyway.
Okay. Well, let's just say first grade. Well, whatever level, the young ones. These vaccines have been around for a lot longer than the COVID vax, and I think they're made of different things. Not mRNA for one. I think that some of those older school vaccines are looked at differently than the COVID vaccine, especially the mRNA version of it. I think that has a particularly triggering effect on a lot of people.
Are you
Yeah,
saying that like the
I've been
mRNA
in-
vaccine is like less safe than traditional vaccines? Is that where you're
A
going?
lot of people feel that way, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people can feel a lot of things, but I don't think there's actual evidence that supports that claim. Like actual scientific evidence.
You don't. Do you just consider statistics as a number?
What do you mean by that? Do I consider statistics as a number? What
Yes.
do you mean when you say that? Do you think I just
Because every statistics doesn't tell a story. It doesn't tell a story. It doesn't tell.
I agree. I don't think statistics always like tell a single story. I think they can tell parts of a story that can
It
lead
doesn't
you
tell fully
to
a story,
that can
okay?
lead you to like some sort of broader conclusion about something that otherwise like every single like individual data point couldn't probably tell.
Mate, the reason why I don't trust statistics is because they don't consider the person's impact on their life.
What do you mean by that specifically?
Okay, let's say that a person, a loved one, has died because somehow they get vaccinated and they somehow die from a vaccine-related death. What would you say to them?
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for you that that you're like what's the person specifically again? It's like their mother or something.
I'm making a situation. I'm
Yeah,
giving you a situation.
I'm understand like, but like that's unfortunate. We're really sorry. Of course, like again, any sort of like medical like treatment is going to have side effects. There's going to be like disparate outcomes or not disparate. There are going to be negative outcomes with any sort of negative treatment or any sort of medical treatment. And usually people have to weigh those. They have to weigh the risks with those consequences. I'm not going to tell someone. Let's say someone has cancer, and chemotherapy doesn't cure the cancer. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, damn, since that one person wasn't cured of cancer, I'm going to discredit all of chemotherapy because that one person didn't live. Like that just seems ridiculous.
Different things.
No. Okay,
That's
so what's the difference between those two?
One,
So if you're gonna say that like the vaccine is ineffective, I'm gonna have to go back to.
No,
gonna have to go back to
chemo
studies.
is not mandated. Vaccine is.
Okay.
Yeah, chemotherapy can also essentially really harm the person who's getting it, but also kill the cancer. Like the intention of mRNA is there's not supposed to be an understanding that this harms you as well. It's for the most part, it's pretty much harmless, but there are cases where it does, as Jacobs pointed out. People have had an unusually enlarged heart reaction, and people have died from it.
So yeah,
although
I can say this about any sort of like medical procedure.
And the reason why I'm saying this, and the reason why I'm going to
that's not
say this,
intended to like hurt the person. Like
I want to say this. Can I ask you
see
this?
your point here because
do you believe in acceptable losses?
Yeah, to some degree, yes. I'd have to, in order to.
Why do you believe there should be acceptable losses?
Why do I agree that there would have to be acceptable losses? Because humans are not 100% perfect. Anything that we do that might mitigate a situation will still cause people to die. I don't believe in this idea that like we have to have like zero risk for anything to in order for us to like be fully on board with it. That would just like fuck with like the entirety of medicine and any sort of clinical trial. You would have to accept that people might not be cured in a clinical trial, or they might not be like completely in remission. Like this is just,
mate, you do realize that governments have been implementing towards zero road toll deaths. Okay, that is absolutely.
yeah, I do agree that governments want to mitigate deaths among their citizenry. Yeah,
No, they want to go for zero death. That's
Yeah.
impossible.
yeah, it is an impossible goal, but I think getting to like zero is probably better in the long run.
Getting towards zero, oh come on, okay. If they don't think it's acceptable to have a zero, to have no, like he says, if they think it's acceptable to have no road toll deaths, then why should it be acceptable to have vaccine deaths?
So I think it would be acceptable to have deaths in either case.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
they're being so inconsistent.
Isn't that the point that there would be a larger number of deaths from the virus, a significantly larger number than
the vaccine. Yeah, I
than
think
the ones caused by the
then-
vaccine. That's the point.
then yeah, I would say that going for the vaccine, I would prefer to have less deaths. I would accept that there may be deaths that occur from the vaccine, but it would be
That's
far
the thing with
it would be
statistics.
far
They only
less.
consider-
It would be far less than what COVID would kill, and it shows to be the case with all of the data that I've seen on it.
That's the thing. They only consider them a number. They only consider people dying a number.
God. Oh my fucking god! This is ridiculous.
Essentially,
Holy
what
shit.
they were just saying over and over again is that it reduces severity, especially extreme cases. There's not going to be any difference in the amount of people who get it. It's just the amount of people who get it and die, or at least are severely near death from it. I mean,
Yeah, I would still consider that like a reason to get the vaccine if it mitigates the amount of
No,
people who
I'm not
die.
gonna-
Like
why should I
if
trust
all else
people?
equal, people who do get the vaccine, and let's say that like the vaccine doesn't prevent people from getting it, which of course would be false. Let's say that it doesn't, but that it also reduces the effects that COVID has on your body. I would still say that that's like a valid reason to get the vaccine.
hey Bones, how many jabs did you get? You got the initial 2, and then how many?
Actually, no, I
boosters
just got
after?
the J&J one. I just haven't
Just-
gone back because I keep forgetting to. So
Just one.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm
clearly,
not gonna-
in the back of your
I-
mind, you're thinking you're okay, dude, because you haven't been running back for the boosters.
yeah, because I have forgotten, and then I just like I don't have a need for it anymore at this point. I've also
Right.
gotten COVID twice anyway, so
There you go, man.
Well, I'm not going to trust. I'm not
yeah,
going to trust.
but I
this
still
sort
do
of
find it.
logic.
The problem is I would also believe that I should probably have gotten the boosters anyways, because it would inoculate me from any of like the current.
How many boosters do we need? How many boosters do we need? 100, 10, 15, 20? Like, how long is it going to take?
So right now, the current I think the current strain has a reduced mortality rate from like the initial strains, and generally with viruses, what we see is that the initial strains are going to be really deadly, and they're going to kill a lot of people. But as we inoculate against those initial strains, the virus will evolve to be less deadly. And there may be like varying. Sorry, I had a burp there. Varying degrees
Me
of
too.
infectiousness, but generally it trends towards a less death. And so as there's less death, there's less need to have new boosters as the severity of the virus is lessened.
Mhm.
And so yeah, ideally it would be just at some point where there's like an acceptable like threshold of like a loss in this case.
I'm not gonna actually I'm not gonna accept that there are acceptable losses. I will never accept it. I will never will. Because
So okay. So yeah. So was storming the beach in Normandy? Was that bad because there would be like a loss there? There'd be like a severe
Yeah.
loss
two
of life.
completely
You think
different
that
things.
was bad just
Two
by getting like a
completely
major
different things.
foothold on the Western Front? You think that would
Well,
be?
no.
Completely different
If you
things.
know anything about military tactics, that has been torn apart as one of the worst invasions ever. Storming the beaches at Normandy, horrendous. They could have done it so many other ways. Just from what I've read.
All right. So then any sort of military operation would lead to like there would be like a loss of life. But let's let's see what'll better demonstrate my point. Let's say hypothetically, there's this like really there's this like vantage point that you can get in a war, and let's say that like your enemies are just objectively evil, just so like we have like a really easy, clear and cut like ethical case there on whether we should like stop them. And let's say that this vantage point would get you a really big advantage in the war, and it is very likely, in fact, certain that you would
I'm
win
not
the
using
war.
this volume, okay?
But that would
This
but
is nothing
any
to
sort
do
of
with
but no
vaccine.
shut
Nothing
up.
to do with
But
it.
any shut up. But any sort of operation would lead to a
Hey, you can tell me to
significant loss
shut
of
up.
life.
I'm not going to listen. I've already
Yeah,
put the
and I
volume
know you're
down.
not going to listen. I've heard you talk and ramble for like 20 minutes straight. So yeah, like I know you're not going to shut up, but I'm telling you anyways. So deal with it. So yeah, any sort of
There's no
any sort of
comparison between the
operation, any
vaccine
sort of
and the
military
military.
operation would
Absolutely
lead to a
nothing.
significant loss of life, but you would win the war, and you would stop your ontologically evil opponent. Would you do it? Would you go on with plans?
Well,
Sloppy seconds. Yes, I know you're in chat. I know you want to debate them. Hold on.
I
You
I
really
would
want
say
in?
no, in a sense no, because there has to be a better way than collateral damage to your own troops. You have to find a better way
Okay.
than training your own people to die.
This is a really unreasonable position, honestly.
I
And,
mean, you're
like,
making up a
okay, so like
hypothetical.
here, how about this? So let's say that like you not getting that vantage point would lead to 10 million civilians dying due to your
What the
ontologically evil
fuck does it
opponent.
have to do with the
Like,
vaccine?
hold the fuck on, we're getting there. So yeah, let's say like 10 million people die if you don't take that vantage
Dragging
point,
on and
but
on
you
and
lose
on
like
to
10.
get to the
No,
point.
but you lose 10,000 soldiers if you do it. In all cases, would you do it?
Yeah. I wouldn't be happy to, but I would.
Okay,
Now,
so then you do believe in acceptable loss of life in order to
Yeah, I do.
like do like a greater good. Great. So Darth Jacob, do you understand
Two
that?
completely
Do you
different things.
understand that concept? Do you understand that?
No, because they're not the same.
They're not the same. Let's just click
So
that.
how are they not the same then? So because
Well,
in this case, a vaccine would lead to a lower amount of deaths than just letting COVID run rampant. And
That's what you
it
consider
has
them.
shown that it has
Numbers. That's what you
decreased
consider
the
them
amount of
numbers.
deaths that could have happened.
You just consider them numbers.
We're just gonna go back to these platitudes like this, just like they're just
Because
numbers.
you're
They're
using
just numbers. Yeah, yeah. I think more people dying is worse than less people dying. Do you disagree with that?
You never actually lost someone to a vaccine.
I've never. Okay. Do I have to lose someone to a vaccine to understand this position, or
Yes.
can I just really?
Have you lost somebody to COVID? Either of you guys?
I
You know,
lost
I'm
my
not sure.
granddad to cancer. I lost my granddad to cancer. I've lost family. So I know what it's like to
Cancer,
lose a
but-
loved one.
Not to COVID, though.
What does this have to do with it? I know what losing a loved one is like.
I do too. You just brought up losing a loved one to the vaccine. I was just bringing up the opposite, which would be losing a loved one to COVID. And I haven't. I mean,
To
I
my-
have, but
to my knowledge, I don't think I have
if you
either.
lose a, go ahead. You haven't. Okay, yeah, okay,
Well, like to either the vaccine or COVID. So
right.
Because they never fully understand. People will never fully understand what losing love to someone who's died from a vaccine. They'll never understand it.
So do I have to understand what it's like to lose a loved one to a vaccine to understand the ramifications of taking a vaccine and the risks associated with any medical procedure?
Well, considering the fact that you only consider them as a number, the number of people die from a vaccine as a number.
Come on, give me some actual arguments instead of saying, "Oh, you just believe they're a number. You just believe they're this." Like,
Well, maybe it's because you
come
do
on,
believe
like,
they're a number.
actually engage
Why
with
do you-
what I'm saying. This is annoying, actually. Like, you haven't given me an argument for anything. You ironically
Well,
believe that I shouldn't
argument.
trust an authority over a layperson when it comes to a subject that the expert is
What's
knowledgeable on.
layperson?
Okay.
And so you would agree that having less deaths are better than more deaths, but then you'll sit here and say that no amount of loss is acceptable.
Okay, real quick. I missed what we were talking about because I was joining the Discord. Can we step back like maybe a minute and just recap me on what's going on?
Yeah. Give me 1 second here. Who's this?
Sloppy.
Ah, Sloppy. Cool. So yeah, right now we're having a what seems to be a vaccine debate on whether I think whether vaccines are effective, and then as a sub point, whether we should accept deaths from vaccines to stop the spread of COVID and to stop the deaths.
I
associated
think
with
I
COVID.
think everybody should just get straight up vaccines all day.
Based.
Should be forced. Should be forced upon everybody. Right?
Well, you want to force it on me? Good luck with that.
I mean, yeah.
Well, we're talking the COVID vaccine specifically, not blanket vaccine town here, just COVID.
Oh, not blanket vaccine town. Oh, yeah, that too.
You
Well,
want to go
good,
to vaccine
because
town and get a bunch of vaccines?
I mean, masks work. I mean, the vaccines have to work, right?
No, you can't. No,
He doesn't
why I
believe
don't
that
trust
vaccine or that masks work either. And
So
if you
he's
point
being
to
facetious.
if you point to any like studies, he'll eventually like weasel around to like an appeal to authority meme.
Can I hear his side of it real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
What's your take? What's your take on why they don't work?
Me?
You're talking to me?
No, yeah, the Australian guy, Darth. Is that your name? I can't see from over here.
That's security.
So go ahead. State your piece.
Because you'll touch your mask, you'll pull down your mask. Like if you repeatedly cough, it reduces the mask effectiveness. You know, and also germs can be transferred by hand, by body.
But you're supposed to be washing your hands like every hour. You're supposed to be
That's
using hand sanitizer.
Much.
You don't carry hand sanitizer with you everywhere you go? Because I do.
You're not supposed. No one has time for that. Like wash. Like if they think masks.
Well, I do.
Worst,
I have
that-
time
that-
for
that's
it.
the
Are you
reason
better?
they
Are
wear
you
masks.
saying that you can't put like hand sanitizer in
I
your
mean-
pocket, like a little travel size, and just?
I mean, I have it clipped to my belt loop everywhere I go, right next to my fanny pack.
Ah,
Well,
you fucking bullshitter, dude.
I'm not bullshitting. I'm dead ass. I wear a fanny pack every
Fucking
day.
fanny
You're a
pack.
fucking-
My ass.
you're
You have no
you're a
fucking
lying.
fanny pack.
You're such a lying cunt.
Wait, how do you know that he's? Wait, how do you know that he's lying? Like, what the fuck?
Because I
I
wouldn't.
promise.
I don't know. He's just like,
It's not-
like
why
he,
the
and
fuck
even if
would
he
we
was
travel
lying,
that
like,
everywhere.
is that not a good practice or anything to wash your hands?
No, I clip it
often?
right to my belt loop. I have one on my belt loop at all times. When that runs out, I have 2 spares in my fanny pack. So when I'm
Along
at a
with
restaurant,
Why do you
along
need
with-
one if masks work?
two spares. He's hilarious.
It's just extra protection from the virus.
Extra protection.
How many condoms do you have? 0, because you ain't getting no girls. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was.
No, I don't want girls. I don't need hoes.
That's a
Dude's got
Hoes are pretty
fucking
fun to be with.
14 bottles of hand sanitizer. No Jimmy hats.
Fuck should I be with hoes anyway? They're just okay. They offer nothing these days. Like I'm not ready for a relationship. Any
It's hilarious.
What?
Oh, that's interesting.
I want
So he keeps cutting out from the noise canceling.
Yeah, something's going on there. That's bizarre, isn't it?
I think it's big vaccine getting to him. He's getting silenced by the media.
You need your internet should get the vaccine and maybe
Yeah,
it'll work.
true.
Yeah, he's like self-canceling.
Yeah,
What's
you
happening?
need that vaccine that has the 5G in it. That's what I've got.
Yeah, my internet got the fiber vaccine.
Yeah, there you go.
So that 5G only works like when you're not on your Wi-Fi. So what's the big fucking deal? Who cares, right? I mean, what's the big deal?
Women. Like, in case you
It's odd.
want to.
Hey, your mic is still fucking up, dude.
Listen, dude, I should load up a syringe and just vaccinate you myself.
Yeah, I think
what
we
I
should
should
all
do.
take a trip to Aussie land.
Aussie
Yeah,
What's Aussie
I think it's this.
Aussie?
I think it's like
Like
a
Aussie
penal
land?
colony.
Penal colony.
Yeah.
Some 88
Too
What's
bad we
going on with
can't just
him?
can't meet his channel. Is
And-
that possible?
general
I'm not seeing an option for that.
Up.
Ref-
I think he died. I think we're watching him
doesn't-
die in real time to the vaccine.
That's weird.
We have our first vaccine death, I think, in a while. It's unfortunate. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, but it'll just be another number, so it's fine. Another cog in the system, another brick in the wall, etc., etc.
Hey, so I'm gonna just put this out there. I host a show on Saturday nights. I'll be doing this Saturday. If you guys want to check it out, I'd be honored to have you as guests.
What's it
You know,
about?
I wish I could, but I actually raid in WoW Classic
I
Rap
mean,
on Saturday
we're
nights.
I'm always down. What's it about?
It's called Smoke
going-
Steve's International.
What's going on? What's going on with fucking Steve Irwin over here? What's going on with him?
Who the fuck is that? It's called Smoke Steve's International Pub, and we just have fun. I have a few drinks and a little smoke, and other people join in from other countries, and it's on my channel, Smoke Steve.
Hell yeah, that sounds
It's-
fun.
It's laid back, and topics can be decided by anyone who shows up and wants to pick up on something. It's totally fine.
Cool.
So, check it out and give me a sub if you feel like you want to. But I don't care if
Yeah,
you.
you,
It's fine.
you can DM me that link and I'll be happy to like hop on if I'm ever available.
Oh, cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
usually I won't be because I raid on Saturdays in WoW Rap Classic raids, all that jazz. It's usually when my guild raids, so generally
Cool.
speaking, I probably won't be on from like in the earlier night, but if it's on later at that night, I might.
Go till usually around midnight Eastern time.
Ooh, that might be around when my raid ends actually, so I don't know.
Cool.
Except I don't know. Maybe I don't know how time zones work, but
Where are you? What state? Just so we
Central
don't-
Standard Time, so Texas.
Texas time. Yeah. Okay. That might work. You never
Okay,
know.
cool. I could catch the tail end then.
There you go. Who's Power? Is Power here?
His headset might not be working.
Yeah, Power, you're muted.
Is that him with his lady?
Yeah, seems
Look-
like it.
Cute
A
couple.
bit of a power move too. Shoot,
Sure is.
shows us that he goes outside.
Well, that's me there laying on top of a floatable dinosaur there in the
There you go.
pool.
There you go.
Oh, let me see that. Hold on.
What you can't see is its tail is like 3 feet tall sticking up between my legs,
What
which I
are you
didn't.
yelling at you when I walked through the door?
There we go. We hear him now.
Darth,
back.
you're back.
Do you just want Wi-Fi?
Welcome back. Missed you.
Is he here yet?
Never mind, he's muted again.
Sounded weird.
Excuse me.
Nice. Oh yeah, soundboards are a thing in here. Nice.
Check, check.
Where's the Come on, I want him to keep talking. He's really fucking he's interesting.
Yeah, he is. I was supposed to debate trans issues with Drone Tech, but he's not here. But I'm glad I found something interesting.
Trans issues.
Yeah. Yeah, to kick off Pride Month, apparently.
Do you have the issues you want to talk about?
No, I don't think I have issues with trans people in general. It's probably some like small issues that I have with like messaging, maybe beliefs that are like philosophical beliefs and all that. But
Well, like chemically castrating kids, stuff like that.
what do you mean by chemically castrating kids?
I don't know, giving kids drugs at a very young
Well,
age for no
I
reason.
think
and
The term
you
is puberty blockers.
Yeah, I
puberty
think
blockers,
yeah, I
but
think that's the
in
term.
essence, yeah, that's like a how do you put it? Like a brushed over kind of way to say it. Really, you're just chemically
Somewhat.
castrating kids, and you're fucking their whole system up, and they'll never be the same after that.
Well, I
So
agree
We can all agree with
100%.
that.
I wouldn't call it that. I would call it puberty blockers, and I do agree with you, X, that it's fucking bullshit, dude. You know, when someone's 18, if they have the money to do it on their own, they're an adult, they can, more than happy. We're all Americans. Make your own decision. But wait till they're adults, you know?
So here's my contention with the issue. Usually when minors are going on puberty blockers for this sort of thing, it's usually going to be after some sort of like multiple sessions with psychologists that observe their like mental state, and they give like a gender dysphoria diagnosis based off of that. And like it's usually like a long process when it comes to that sort of stuff, like treatment. Typically, the first route is going to be social transition, which involves like changing your name, pronouns, what you wear, etc., etc. And then eventually,
Children's
if it's
Hospital
like,
here in Boston, it takes a maximum of 9 months of that's therapy and discussions with doctors and therapists. 9 months for them to change their entire lives, and there is a pretty good percentage of them that regret that decision. Sadly,
what's that? What's that large percentage are you talking about? Usually, it's going to be like up to 2%. That's what I've seen in the literature. But I don't know. Maybe you've seen something, but usually it's going to be around the range of 2%, with most of them being due to things unrelated to them regretting their transition, and more so with other factors, like a lack of social acceptance, lack of money, that sort of thing.
those are things, and it's a lot more than 2%, man.
Yeah. Do you have any studies, any literature on that?
Have you ever seen the documentary called "What Is a Woman"?
Yes. Do they have? Do they cite a study that shows the amount of detransitioners? And do we have like a methodology for that, et cetera, et cetera?
I mean, it's kind of like all revolves around like mental illness at that point.
So yeah, that doesn't answer my question. Do you have like a specific rate at which people who have transitioned are detransitioning, and by that extension, detransitioning due to their regret for transitioning?
I mean, I don't have anything in front of me. No.
I've got 2% that I've always known of.
Yeah, that's
that's
like maximum. It's 2%. I've seen some that are less, but usually when I talk to people, I just say 2% because like that's like the highest to give them the most credence.
Well, that's
I mean,
pretty high if you're
maybe,
talking about
maybe
children.
Are
maybe
you?
back in the day,
That's
but
there are other
as of
treatments
right
that have
now, I
a
mean,
much higher like regret rate than that. I'd say that 2% is really low.
Well, I'm talking about the kids, because like I said before, I don't care what adults do.
And also like the 2% is just like those who are detransitioning, and it's not just like it's even less when you account that there's like a small percentage of them that detransition due to actual regret.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, like,
So it's
I don't
instead of like
care.
1 in 50, it's more like I don't have the specific figure on me, but it's like less than like 1 in 100.
For me, it doesn't matter about what adults want to do. That's fine. But if a child should, I mean, not if, a child should not be able to retard their own sexual development by their own decision. That's not how it should work, in my opinion.
Yeah, so they're not making this decision on their own. They're actually work with psychologists and doctors to come up with like a
I
specific
understand
treatment
that.
plan.
I understand that. So let me just then revise that previous statement. It should not happen to a child.
Why not? Why not?
Because there's irreversible things. If you let them develop and become an adult and let puberty take its course, let their hormones go through what they need to go through, then they would have a little bit more of an accurate platform to make the decision from, because things sort of level out after puberty and people can make, I think, clearer decisions. We've all seen what happens to teens in puberty. There's all kinds of confusion going on there, and you don't want to necessarily give into it with some extreme surgery that if you can just prolong it for 4 or 5 years till they're 18 or 19, I think you're hitting a home run, and then they're adults making their own decision. That's just seems logical to me, man.
would you
So-
regret chopping your dick off
Me?
Fuck
Me
yes.
specifically?
in general? Anybody
Yeah,
can answer.
I probably would.
Yeah.
Me
Now,
specifically.
what if
but,
you were like? Now, what if you were like 9?
So yeah,
And you
9-year-olds
didn't
aren't
know
going to
any
be.
better, and you wanted to fit in.
9-year-olds aren't going to be
cut their
chopping
dick
their.
off.
9-year-olds are not going to be
Fuck
chopping
yeah,
their
do
dicks
it.
off.
100%. Gotta cut it off.
But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna have to like clear up the misconceptions here. So usually when people get when they undergo puberty blockers, it is generally the case that what's gonna happen is they're gonna go through puberty for like some degree of time, and if they've already got like the gender dysphoria diagnosis prior, they're going to most likely note like some sort of changes that they don't want to experience as a result of puberty, and that's when like after a period of time the puberty blockers do come in, which gives them the time to determine if they want to continue with that puberty or not. And then after some time they can choose to go on that puberty that they were going to go down anyways, or they go down a different puberty with the use of a hormone block.
You know how fucked up your head is during puberty, so you believe that they can make the correct decision during puberty
on their own?
if they want.
Oh no, not on their
So
own.
you're gonna let your parents do it, and when you as a person don't even know what the fuck you want.
So again,
Because when I was 14 going through puberty, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted in life.
There's psychologists and doctors that you consult along the way, and that you don't just get given these puberty blockers after you tell them, "Hey, I think I might be a girl," and then
cut your dick off.
Yeah,
Fuck
that shit doesn't happen. That does not happen. That only happens after a long period of time where you've been observed, and that becomes like an option available to you years
Listen,
later on.
I observed Darth Jacob for 20 minutes, and I decided he needs his dick chopped off. He cannot
So yeah, are
reproduce.
you an expert in psychology, or do you have any experience with
No,
dealing
I'm
with-
just telling you when you're 14, you can't decide what the fuck you want to do with your life, a major life decision like that.
So yeah, that's why we appeal to the experts who are actually able to
And an expert's not going to tell me what the fuck I need at 14. No one decides that you want to be a fucking female or a dude at 14 years
So
old.
no, they don't make
no
that.
one makes that decision before you, or you
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
make
They
that
no,
decision.
no,
You
no,
were
no. You
fucking
make the
born
decision
one
in
way,
tandem.
and you need to fucking figure it out when you are older.
So yeah, no, that's not the case. What
Yeah,
happens?
that is how it needs to
That
work.
is not no. That'll actually
Yes,
lead.
that is how it needs to work.
more deaths. Actually, I'm so sorry.
No,
There's evidence
well, no.
that does not support your claim. In
No.
fact, supports the exact
Trans
opposite.
people are still one of the highly or most suicidal group of people.
Yeah, and you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Yeah, yeah,
because
hell
they
yeah.
chop their dick off.
No, actually, you're wrong. Oh my God, you're very wrong. It's actually due to a lack of societal acceptance. I'm so sorry.
No, it's
I'm
due
so
to
sorry
a
that you're
fucking
uninformed
mental
on this
break
issue.
that they have.
Okay, yeah. Do
They
you have
have a
any? Do
mental
you have any
issue.
literature? Do you have any literature, buddy? Do you have any actual
I'm
literature?
just letting you know.
No, you're just letting me know a false statement. Yeah, good job. I can say
So
false
if
things
you're
too.
if you're telling me
I can say that the
you're
sky
telling
is
me
brown.
that it works, but it's not fucking working.
What? Okay, yeah, I'll lower my voice. Okay. Okay. Because I'm on call with people. I already texted the group chat, so like. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, do you have any actual any literature on the fact on anything?
No, it's just obvious.
So
If
yeah.
you're telling me that transitioning is going to fix it, but they're a minority group of people with the highest percentage of suicidal rates. You're wrong. It's not working.
So what you're telling me is that the medical literature is wrong when it comes to transition. What you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, what basis do you have for that?
The suicidal rates.
So yeah, the suicidal rates I've already told you are actually affected much largely by societal acceptance and the lack thereof in this case.
Okay, if you're doing anything that is out of the norm, you're most likely not going to be accepted, and you know that going into it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong.
So you're not fucking
something
working.
being
It's
abnormal
not working.
does not make
it's
it
not
wrong.
working.
Something being abnormal does not make it wrong.
It's not working.
So yes, it actually is. Do you want the
It's
literature
not.
on that, or are you just going to keep appealing to like?
It's not.
You think it's
working.
wrong? It's not
wrong.
working. Okay, sure.
It's not working.
Yeah, I guess we'll go to literature then. It'll take me a moment, so bear with me. So yeah, we're going to start with this Cornell University meta-analysis here. Let's throw this down. I'll throw it in the debate chat here since that's what it's for. So here we go. So this shows like overall that it would have either positive or mixed or null effects. There are actually other people that have reviewed it that show that there's probably there's a few that show negative, but overall it's going to be positive effects with that. With just general transitioning as well, like any medical transitioning. It shows an improved mental health in trans people.
Where'd you put it?
It's in the debates. Our VC. It has individual chats. You just hover over the debates, and you can open the chat there. I can go over the next. I can also show another meta-analysis too, which right here. So this has some mixed this has lower quality evidence, but this is also a meta-analysis. This shows that 80% of individuals had a significant improvement in their dysphoria. They had a reduction in psychological symptoms related to that dysphoria. So they had improved mental function, and that they also had improved sexual function at about 72%. And this is these are positive results that stay after even 15 years. This is a long-term meta-analysis as well, and not just they took a survey 1 year after. So those are the main two meta-analyses. If you have disagreements with them, like the Cornell University, I'll grant you that there might be actually a couple that have negative outcomes, because I've seen other people review them and show that some might have more negative than positive, but most still, like the overwhelming majority, still have positive outcomes related to medical transition.
So, Bones, you think it is okay for kids to get that thing done, like to start taking hormone-altering drugs?
I think when it's medically necessary, yes.
Why would it be
When is it
medically necessary?
So yeah, if their gender dysphoria is too like great in that they have like significant like there's some significant distress related to their gender dysphoria, and they don't feel like that they're in like the right body to be able to like exist comfortably, then it is up to them and the psychologists and doctors that work with them to discuss their treatment plan.
There
if
is
that
half a
includes
million
HRT,
kids
then
that have
yeah.
transitioned, and there is zero fucking reason for that.
So you think
so yeah, I've actually shown you two meta-analyses that show otherwise.
So you think that
it is mental health issues?
It is mental health.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
problem.
of course it is.
But you need to actually fix that, not give them hormones.
So
that can fuck them up
the
the rest of
hormones
their
do fix
life.
the mental issues. I've shown you two
Not
meta-analyses on
necessarily.
that. Yeah, no, I've shown you two meta-analyses that show that they have improved.
If you shoot
function.
anybody up with testosterone, they're going to feel like a god.
So yeah, that's why I showed you the meta-analysis that
I'm
shows
telling
like
you
after
right
15
now, you
years that
feel
there's
like a
positive
fucking
effects.
god when you're on
After
testosterone.
15
you do,
years.
Yeah.
Like you're going to feel
After
fucking
15
great.
years.
Yeah, you feel like
After
it's like
15
heroin.
years.
It's almost instant.
So you think it's just like addictive? Is what you're saying? Like
100%.
Like all
Do you
the
not
people
see
that go on
people that
HRT
take
are like
steroids all the
addicted.
time?
Are you saying that all the people that are on HRT are addicted?
What?
That's a wild claim.
On what?
Are you saying that all the people on HRT are addicted?
HRT, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean,
Hold on.
you do get addicted to. Fuck 'em.
All right, I'm back. So yeah, no, the medical literature disagrees with you on that notion. So yeah, I don't know if you have any higher quality evidence, I'd like to see it.
You didn't listen to what he said.
Yeah. So what did he say? What is his evidence?
You asked if HRT or if you're talking about like testosterone replacement therapy. Yes, you're going to be addicted to it because of the feeling.
So yeah, do you
it gives
have do you have any medical literature that shows that these people are addicted
No, I
to
have personal personal knowledge of it.
So you have anecdotes. So yeah, I'm gonna need higher quality evidence than personal anecdotes. You can't control for personal anecdotes, but you can control for.
But you're wrong.
Like a lot of people.
I mean, you can go read a fucking
cool,
piece of
great.
paper all you want. You're wrong.
I'm wrong. Yeah. So what's?
Yes, you are.
So your evidence is just
because you can be addicted to anything.
So I've actually met trans people who
about?
aren't addicted to HRT. So yeah. See, I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I don't
They
think
have to take it the rest of their life, and if
Yeah,
they
but that
don't,
doesn't
they
show
feel
like
like
a-
shit.
That doesn't show an addiction.
That is an addiction.
So
You
an
have to
addi-
have
so-
it.
so-
What do you mean?
So no, an addiction's gonna also be caused by.
Do you not understand what I'm
You're-
saying? If
so
they
you're-
stop
so- no,
taking
no,
it,
no.
they are going to crash and they're going to feel like shit. So what
yeah,
are they going to do?
'cause they're
It's
gonna-
the same
yeah,
thing
'cause
as
they're
a
gonna be
heroin
experiencing
user.
things with their body that
It's
is
the
not
same
concordant
same
with how
thing.
they
When you stop
perceive their
taking
gender.
fucking heroin, you're addicted to it. You gotta have it.
Yeah, no. So
Yes.
here's how these are different. So heroin addiction.
Have you ever
so
had a
addiction,
testosterone
no.
deficiency?
No, addiction.
Have you?
Addiction
Have you?
occurs when you are marred by some sort of like a substance or some sort of like action
And it
that
is a substance,
that
yes.
significantly reduces your quality of life.
And it does,
and that
yes.
your dependency on it also reduces
Have
your
you ever
quality of
had a
life.
testosterone
no,
deficiency?
I'm not done,
Answer my question.
I'm not done yet. So
You don't know.
I'm not,
though.
no,
You're just reading a
I'm
piece
not-
of paper. You don't know
I'm
how the
not
body
done
actually
yet.
works.
I'm not done yet. Are you gonna let me finish?
I mean, you didn't let
So
me
if you're
finish,
addicted
so.
to something, then your quality of life is significantly reduced without it.
Have
and
you
your
ever had a
dependency
testosterone
and your
deficiency?
dependency
And you,
no, okay. And your dependency on it also reduces your quality of life. You're like fucking up your life so that you have
you are
so that
fucking up your life.
so no. So
100%. Okay,
so
listen
I
to me.
disagree. The
People
medical
that are-
literature disagrees.
People that get
the quality
on
of life of trans
HRT
people
and
increase
TRT will
after
have
they
heart
go on
problems
after they go on
and
HRT.
liver problems and kidney problems. 100%.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
but that's-
negatively
but that's-
affects their life when they use it, and it negatively affects their life when they don't.
So yeah,
You
this
just
also
explained it.
happens with natal females as well. Yeah, this is
okay.
this is a thing associated with
So does it not
with-
negatively affect you when you take
so
it?
yeah, any medical
Does
treatment
it?
is going to have like some sort of side effects or some
Okay,
sort of,
so
like,
you just
negative
answered it. Does it
consequences with
negatively affect you when you don't take
so
it?
should we take chemotherapy
When
if
your
we know
when
that
your
it'll
body
fuck
is
up our
addicted to
body?
it, does it not negatively affect you?
What do you mean?
I just told you.
What do you mean? Say it again.
When you take it, it negatively affects your body. When you
So no,
replace hormones,
I
yes,
disagree,
it
actually.
does.
It positively affects.
Well, you're wrong. Go look it up.
So
And
you're saying
when you
that
don't
HRT
take it, your
doesn't have
body's addicted
positive
to it already, and then you're going to have a testosterone deficiency. 100%. It negatively affects you when
so
you take
again-
it, and it negatively affects you when you don't.
Yeah, of course. Just like taking
So
aspirin
it's an
might give you
addiction.
negative effects. Just
No,
like chemotherapy
you see, you
might have
can't change
negative
the
effects.
subject to something completely different
So
to fit your narrative.
I'm drawing comparisons because what you're saying is stupid.
No, you're saying something to fit your narrative.
No, I'm making comparisons. Do you know what a comparison is?
I do, but you're trying to
So, yeah,
compare
what makes
something.
what makes my comparison
Your body
valid?
doesn't get physically dependent on aspirin.
Does it now?
No, it doesn't.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I agree. It doesn't get.
But
dependent on
testosterone, it
aspirin.
does.
So here's the thing. This is different again. So I don't think you get dependent on like testosterone in the same
You
way.
do, 100%.
You develop like an addiction to something. So
It may not be a mental.
you're positive,
you may not be chasing a high, but your body does get dependent on it.
right? Because it's essential to how you interact in society. If
It's
you're-
not essential to a female.
So let's.
So why fuck yourself?
So
You're
it's not essential.
negatively affecting yourself, and then you need it for the rest of your life.
So
You
yeah.
are
So
you
let's
are
say.
describing a drug when you say those two things.
Yeah, of course. I'm always describing a
Okay,
drug when I'm talking about
it's
this
not
sort of thing.
psychoactive, but it is a drug, and your body depends on it.
Yeah, you depend on it to have a better like mental health like outcomes.
Not necessarily.
Yes, actually, and I've showed you the evidence for that. If you're just not going to discredit my evidence, and like I have no reason to.
But you're just
to
trying to
take
discredit
credence
everything
to.
I say when it's
Yeah, and
it
I've
is
discredited
factual.
it with evidence, with
No, you
actual
didn't.
evidence. So are you
No,
saying?
not
So
at
you're
all.
saying that two meta-analyses are not evidence for you? Are you saying that they don't meet your requirement for evidence? But
No, I'm just
but an
telling you how
anecdote
it
does.
works in your
But
body.
an anecdote does, is what you're saying.
Okay.
So yeah, no, like. So you don't have
You're wrong.
you don't have a counter argument. You can tell me I'm wrong all the time. You can tell me
You are.
all night. But you haven't provided me any counter arguments. You haven't provided me any literature that says that actually HRT is bad for people, that it actually leads to worse outcomes. So I have no reason to believe you. I have no reason to take your anecdote above a body of literature. I don't. You can tell me, oh, you're going to read papers all day, but if you're just going to take things off of like one experience that you had, then I can say this. Let's say like a creationist friend talked to me and he said, oh yeah, like the earth is 6,000 years old. And then a scientist comes up to me and says, actually, the earth is like 4 billion years old or something like that, whatever the actual number is. And like that scientist provides me literature on the matter that shows the age of the earth. You're telling me to believe the creationist over that scientist. So yeah, no. I don't know. I take evidence over
that's a different
over anecdotes any day.
That's a little different.
So these are both comparable in that you're comparing evidence through literature,
human
through
anatomy.
scientific
Human
literature
anatomy is human anatomy.
that's been
you know?
peer reviewed.
Men
and you're
have
comparing it
X
to
amount of
individual
estrogen and
anecdotes.
X amount of testosterone in their body. Where men have more testosterone than women do. We both have it, but men have more, and we depend on it to feel fucking normal. Now, when you take all that away and you provide estrogen, it fucks you up.
Crashes your whole fucking body.
It crashes everything. You're not meant to work that way.
You're not meant to work that way. So do you know that
No,
after a
your crash is
while,
your
after,
fucking
after, a,
soul.
lo- after a
you
long
ever
time
had-
on like HRT, like you stop producing like the other hormone at like rates that you would as a natal
You
person.
produce the one that's counteractive to how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
As
So
a
what do you
man
mean
or a
how
woman.
you're supposed to be? Like what do you think people ought to be?
Men
How you
are
were fucking
testosterone
born.
dominant. Women are estrogen dominant.
So yeah, I think
That's
natal
how the
males are
anatomy
testosterone
is.
dominant.
So
the
when
natal
you
females
switch those up, you
are
switch
estrogen dominant.
everything.
Yeah, that's what
It fucks everything up.
Yeah, so yeah, you're switching the hormonal compounds or the hormonal balance. Yeah,
And that's
I
not
agree
good
with
for your
that.
brain either. It's not good for the brain,
I
especially at a young age.
I disagree. It actually does help. It does give you like better mental health outcomes, and I've showed you through the literature.
And it's not just like go get a shot of fucking testosterone. You're also going to have to take fucking estrogen blockers because girls don't shut down making estrogen. Like you're not just taking one fucking shot. You're overloading your
medical procedure. Yeah,
it's not a medical procedure. It's popping pills. Which guess
Um,
what? Affect your liver, affect your kidneys.
yeah,
Like
it does. That's why you consult
yes,
doctors.
it negatively affects you.
Yes, just like taking like that's just like having estrogen naturally in your body. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Yes.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's artificial.
No, not at fucking all.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yes. Actually.
Have you ever taken it?
No, but I don't need to.
So do you know? You don't.
I just need to know the side effects of estrogen.
It's not estrogen. It's blocking estrogen.
Oh no, my bad. Yeah. The blockers. Yeah. No, that in that case, then yeah, no. You just,
and guess what?
You consult. You consult.
You
your
take
doc,
a
you consult your
quarter of
doctor.
a pill too much, and you're not moving out of bed for the
You
next
consult
week.
your doctor.
Okay.
And then you come up with a regimen that allows you to get the best outcomes that you can out of a treatment plan. This is true. This is something that just happens. This is standard medical procedure. You consult a doctor who then provides you a regimen. And you're informed on those risks. You are required to be informed on those risks.
But you just told me it wasn't negatively affecting you.
No, you asked if it was negatively affecting mental health outcomes, and I disagree.
I never once said that. I said negatively affecting your body.
So yeah, any like sort of any medical procedure or any sort of
So
like
then
pills
you're
might
dependent on
have-
it for the rest of your life, and then it's most likely decreasing your life expectancy. So you should be making those decisions at 13.
So no, I disagree. That they actually like decrease your life expectancy.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I've already showed you the medical literature that shows that quality of life improves, and when you're improving quality of life, generally you're going to see a improvement in lifespan because you're getting less distress.
Transgender people have an average life expectancy of 30 to 32 years.
Yeah, and do you want to know why? I can explain it to you for the 50th time. It's due to their lack of acceptance in society, and I can show you studies.
I mean,
on that
I call bullshit on that.
You call bullshit? Okay, well, let me.
I do. Yeah, they literally run the world right now, bro.
Hold on, I gotcha.
They run the world right now. They have their own fucking bathrooms.
They run the world. That's interesting. Never heard that argument before. Well, I did. I have heard that. Pretty dumb.
There's a trans person in the White House right now.
Yeah.
Lack of what? Explain.
So yeah, there's a lot of social stigma against trans people, especially in like more right-leaning communities.
Explain. Give me an example.
So you want me to give you an example of how like?
Please.
Yeah, sure. So let's say that you're a father and you have a kid, and let's say that they were born as a boy, so you've raised them.
Where's the literature at? I don't want to hear.
You asked me to provide an example of how like the negative outcomes occur.
Well, because you're saying that they're not socially accepted, so where's the literature on that?
Oh, it's not just that. They like a transgender woman, because of all the estrogen blockers they're taking, they end up getting fucking breast cancer and shit. Like, it's not just what he's saying.
Just like taking like actual estrogen. Yeah, you have a higher chance of getting breast cancer.
No, the pill that you take, it literally causes cancer.
Yeah, so does having a higher level of estrogen. You think this is wrong?
You just contradicted everything you just said right there.
Wait, no.
With
How is
that.
that contradictory?
The average mortality rate of a transgender woman is 11 years and 5 years for a transgender man.
Yeah. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why the mortality rate exists as such?
7 years shorter for trans people than their non-trans counterparts.
So hold on, I got you that study that
Median
you wanted.
life expectancy.
So hold on.
From Duke University.
So yeah, do you want to know why? Do you know why they say that?
That's talking a full life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So talking suicide, that's a full life.
That's a full life expectancy, not
Yeah,
a
do you want
suicide
to know?
rate.
Yeah, but you do know.
Yeah,
why.
I do know why, because you're loading your body with shit you don't need.
So actually wrong. So
no, not wrong.
Here I've linked you a study here that shows that like when you get
I'll link you a fucking study.
So when you get parental support, your rate of suicide.
It's not talking suicide. This is life expectancy.
Yeah.
Not,
so
not a
suicides
suicide.
affect life expectancy, dumb fuck.
The
Rate of suicide attempts dropped from 57% to 4% when you get parental support. So just having your parents support you like decreases the chances of you dying significantly. And if we had more parents that supported their trans kids, more trans kids would grow up and live long. Do you disagree with that statement or no? Do you disagree?
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Okay, so yeah, do you have any literature that describes otherwise?
I disagree with your last part. I kind of zoned out when you were talking. To tell you the truth, but when you said trans.
Yeah, so when parents
parents supporting.
Kids,
I mean,
their suicide attempt rate goes from 57% to 4%.
So
it follows.
Those parents should be in fucking jail for doing that shit to their kids.
That's an entirely different thing then. So now we've gone from supporting your kids decreases suicide rates to actually these parents should be in jail for decreasing the suicidality of their kids. It's a really good statement there, but
it's
really sound.
Yeah, they're contributing to the fucking mental illness their kids has.
Yeah, they are contributing by decreasing the suicide rate. I think that's
not decreasing the suicide rate. They're doing the wrong thing.
Wait, so
it's not going to help them in the long run.
All right, so do you have any evidence that suggests that parents supporting their kids increases the suicide rate? Do you have like a counter? You have a counter?
Never said that.
Okay,
never said that.
He's literally making his own argument.
You're making that up. I never said that.
So what about my argument have I refuted?
Now.
He literally said that the parents should get in trouble for not supporting their kids. And then you wanted to argue with him when that was literally what you said.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, actually.
Okay.
Spell it out for me.
I just did. I don't know any more layman terms to put it in.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know why you disagree with the conclusion here. If you don't have any evidence,
he didn't disagree with you when you were talking about parents.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I agree with him that parents help their kids in this case when they support their kids.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with the evidence? Got it. Cool.
No, I don't agree with parents pushing their kids to do that. No, I don't.
So
agree
yeah,
with
no,
that.
it's not the parents pushing their kids; it's them supporting the kids.
Yeah, I mean it's basically the same thing. They're
specifically like affirming their
into them doing anything.
It's affirming their like pre-existing identity. So, yeah.
Pre-existing identity.
Yeah.
Well, explain what that is.
He's saying they were born that way.
They were born that way?
Yeah.
So why do they have to get chemicals put into them to be that way?
What do you mean?
If they were born that way.
Change their bodies to more align their
if they were born that way.
Yeah, they're born trans.
Most of them have been molested or something's fucked them up mentally, and that's what happens.
Yeah, even if I were to grant that, transition still does like help them, and any other method has not shown to help them. So.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is they weren't born that way; they were made that way.
So you're saying that they're made that way? That's what you're saying. All right.
They weren't born that way.
So yeah, do you think that it's because that they are? Do you think that because that they were abused that they become trans because of that?
I believe it's a contributing factor. Yes, I believe it's fucked them up mentally.
I think it's the other way around, that sometimes kids tend to be, if they're left alone, that they're more likely to be abused by someone who's more able to take advantage of them. And if you have any evidence that suggests that, like,
Wait,
trans
what?
people,
Say that again?
that, like, so I think it's the case that sometimes kids, when they're isolated in an environment that's unsafe, that they are more likely to get abused. So
yeah, I agree with that.
what you're saying is that if these kids are in these abusive environments, that them getting
It is a
raped,
contributing
that them
factor
getting
to
raped or, like,
leading
sexually
them down
assaulted
that road.
causes them
Yeah.
to
most
become
likely,
trans.
but
Yeah,
my childhood was
it's
pretty
100%.
traumatic. I
It's
still have my penis.
100%.
So yeah, do you
It's
have
a
any
contributing. I'm not saying it's the end all
can you
end
actually,
all,
like,
but
prove the
yes, it is a
causality of
contributing
that?
factor.
Can you prove
Huh?
like the causality of that in any case? Because if you have like some way to demonstrate the causality of this would be like a major breakthrough. It would give us a much larger insight on how trans people's brains operate.
Studies have shown that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people are more likely to be sexually assaulted in childhood than heterosexual and non-transitioning.
Yeah, they're more
There you
likely
go.
to, but
I
does
just
it
told
show-
you that.
No,
I said it
no,
wasn't
no.
the end all end all, but it was a contributing factor.
I'm talking about like a causality, like them being trans or being lesbian, bi. That's what causes them to get abused. No, that the abuse causes
Something's
them to be
fucked
that
up
way,
in their
not-
head now after it happens. I can't tell you. I was never molested. But it is 100% a contributing factor. They weren't
So
born
you're
that way. They
alleging
were
that it's
made
like
that way.
there's some sort of causality related to that. Do you actually have that study that pulls it up, or?
I mean, it's one Google search for you.
Yeah, if you can just show me the link to that, I can pull it up real quick. I'm more than happy to go over it.
All right, Dark Jacob, what's your take on all this?
Well, if you don't want me on this planet, then I'll just off myself.
That was a very excellent contribution. I'm very glad that you got to speak.
Yeah, well, I already got the petrol in the car, so.
Cool.
Do you want me to off myself? Do you want me to?
What are you doing?
I'd agree. I'd say that you shouldn't do that. And I think that if I think you should get mental help if you're thinking about killing yourself. That's probably bad.
Probably not a great idea.
Well, I'm already in an anxious moment, and that anxious moment just got me into an argument with someone.
Was it Tom Cruise?
Does it look like I'm fucking joking?
Yeah,
I was just wondering. I wasn't joking either.
hold
Was
on,
it Tom Cruise?
Jacob, I think.
You think I'm joking? You
Jacob,
think I'm joking? I already got a lighter. I already got petrol.
Jacob, I think you need to sit down in your car, like just breathe a little bit. If you're at the gas station, get yourself something to eat. Just like find whatever makes you calm down. Whether that be deep breathing exercises, whether that be like focusing on a
you just
specific
consider
task.
yourself a statistic. You just consider vaccine deaths a statistic. You only consider them numbers.
Listen, if you don't calm down, I'm about to come vaccinate you myself.
Come on, man.
You think I'm a number?
Really, this is. I'm trying to be nice to you, man. This is.
I'm going to come vaccinate him myself.
Let's see. So this just looks at like personal accounts of what people think caused anything.
I mean,
like individuals.
It references studies, but I mean, it doesn't have them linked. And that's the only thing you can go off of is what's happened to people. There's no way to figure it out other than by people's accounts.
But yeah, no, like I was asking for like some sort of indication that there's like actual causality, and like personal accounts don't necessarily do it for me, mainly because
how else would you do that? The only way is personal accounts.
Like just like an individual personal account? No. Like you need to show that
When it's a group of people, yes.
you need to show that that the factor that caused them to be that way is contributed by like their abuse.
And how would you get that without asking?
So how would
For
you
a personal
So
account?
you're asking me how to falsify that?
I'm
Because
asking.
one, that would be a really difficult thing to do. You can't really sexually assault children and study them and see if they become trans. That's
Exactly what I'm telling you. The only way to do it is by asking personal accounts.
So yeah, and people are going to give contradictory like ideas, and so that leads to like a bit of like a
But when the majority of that community has been sexually assaulted, and that is what happens,
and they
that
have
is a
like
contributing factor.
And they have like conflicting ideas on whether that influenced their sexuality or gender identity.
But when it's predominant in one community, how are you going to say it's not a contributing factor?
You'd have to show some sort of causality.
The causality is they transitioned.
No, that happened after they would have had their gender identity. So,
but anyways, when it's in one community, there's no arguing it.
When it's so, I can also, I'm not sure what your point is then. I don't think you've completely.
In a study of 42 transsexual people, 34 natal males, 8 natal females, 55% of them reported experiencing an unwanted sexual event before the age of 18, with the average of initial sexual contact being 13.
So yeah, I believe that this occurs. This doesn't cause them to be trans or anything. I think that this happened before then, and that and then it's unrelated to their to how they identified.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. You think
That's
it's bullshit? I don't think so.
Yes, I do.
I don't think so.
Yes, I totally disagree with you.
I think that people that are like more marginalized, like especially when it comes to like being gay, lesbian, bi, trans, like I think that they're more vulnerable to like abuse generally, just because they don't have as many. They aren't as like safe as other people, as your standard person, because of negative social stigma related to gay and trans people.
You can't just say that though.
Yeah, so you're.
Well, how would you know that? Is that personal accounts?
No, I have a study.
Did you ask them? Well, how'd they get it? Did they ask them?
Yeah, generally in that case, you would have to ask a bunch of people.
Okay.
You have to ask.
You have to ask them, right? That's exactly.
Yeah. So yeah. And, what do you mean? So what's your point then? Because what the link you showed me shows that there's like a conflicting idea here. When it comes to their personal accounts, when it comes to like societal acceptance, those who are accepted tend to show that they are less suicidal, that they feel like more accepted, that they feel better about themselves, and that those that don't feel worse off. When you showed me that that some people say that they feel like their gender identity or their sexuality was related to their sexual abuse as a child, and you're showing me that there are people who don't say that, who say the opposite. Yeah, that doesn't give me any clear conclusion like the other one does. And I'd say that those are the differences.